How about that? Whoops, 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 and whoops. I forgot to hit a button. All right, we're back on now. I got some messages there. No audio. All right, we're back. What we're looking at. Let's talk about what I've already said here. We're watching here in Neshoba County. This Clark County is what we're looking at here. This is going to stretch from Shabuta all this way up here. Now, there is no warning here this morning right now, but it is dumping buckets of rain. Just below this, a little bit ago, we had a tornado damage right here. This come out of Jones County, and as you see, it's coming this way. We have numerous trees and power lines down Highway 15 in the Crowder Road area. So if you're here, just keep in mind this has the potential to be something more. It's just heavy rain at this point. Now, if you look out to our west, we're watching this right here. Now, what I said before, I realized the sound was off, and I apologize about that. If you live in Philadelphia, if you live, let me pull up the map here. If you live in Carthage, if you live in Philadelphia, if you live anywhere in Winston County, Louisville area, Macon, along about 8 o'clock, you're definitely going to need a boat. It is going to be a gully washer come through here. This storm that is making its way here, that's got this tornado warning, is going to come up right through here and make its way through Philadelphia and here. And it's going to be set in for a few hours. Lots and lots of rain with that. Now, we're going to have numerous things as we back out and look at this. Look at all this storms that is coming this way that will make its way. We're going to have around here, but Philadelphia in these areas will get its first round. North of Forest, already heavy. We're starting to see it here in Neshoba County. Let's go over and look at our tornado warning that we have right now. This is a tornado warning until 7:15. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Cato or near Star, Mississippi, moving northeast at 30. Faith Hill country, where she come from there. If you live in that area, seek shelter immediately. Now, this is to the west. That's kind of due south of Pelahatchie if you're traveling I-20, and it does take in Pelahatchie right up to the Scott County line right there. Puckett, y'all take cover now. Now, as we look back at Lauderdale County, not a lot going on there. We do have some heavier rains north of us, Scuba, that area there. A lot of rain coming down. We do expect severe weather. I've spoken back with Lima. They're all geared up. They have emergency things set up as they're getting ready for today for everybody to contact them. Look at this right here. Y'all see this out to our west? I was watching this last night as we done the broadcast updating. That's that track, and it's slowly moved over. So all of this has the potential. I want you to be well aware of what we're in for today. Potential for being very, very serious. Now, as we look back, let's go to the page and look at some of the things that I've posted this morning, and we will go over what is closed, what we know of. And if you've got a closing you're watching right now, inbox us or email us at ScottyRay1969 AOL, and we'll get that loaded. Or you can just simply send it there in the comments. We'll get that. Copiah County, we look at this just a little bit ago at 5:44 a.m. A storm chaser is reporting tree branches down on Highway 28. Roadway due to a confirmed tornado. If you look at this, here's Jackson right here. This is just due south of there. Crystal Springs area is where that is. As we move down Jones County. Now, this is the storm that is now in Clark County. Again, I don't want to scare anybody. There's no warnings for Clark County, but this happened in Jones County right before it crossed into Clark County. At 5:25, the emergency management team reported trees and power lines down on Highway 15 that would be on the Crowder Road due to a possible tornado there as well. They've got the volunteer fire department already on the scene working on things to clean that road up. As we go down, we are under a tornado watch if you live in this yellow area here. And basically that starts at Lauderdale County and goes south all the way toward the coast. Doesn't make it all the way to Highway 90. Goes over to Jackson and takes in southwestern Mississippi under a tornado watch today. As we go down, this is numerous tornado warnings that we've had this morning that is listed as we look at this. All right, the National Weather Service, and let me check back in to make sure they haven't changed the timeline. They've been kind of sluggish this morning getting everything ready, and they still have not updated. So what we still have from the National Weather Service of what they're calling today is from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Could that be tweaked a little bit? Yes. All right, let's move back now, and let's get into our area closings that we are aware of so far this morning. Let's pull this up where everybody Go back over to my button. Got to learn to check all my buttons, don't you? All right, as we go into this, let's look. Meridian Public Schools is closed today. I wanted to point out that Meridian Community College is already out for the break, so they were already closed, so it doesn't affect them, as well as Scuba and East Central Community College as well. So they were already out. As we go down here, we've got West Jasper School District is closed today. Russell Christian Academy, the RCA Pre-K, Potter's Wheel, all closed today. Quitman Schools is closed today. St. Patrick is closed. Barbara Henson Daycare is closed. Meridian Weight Management Center in Meridian and Philadelphia is closed. Clarkdale Clinic and Southeast Clinic, are both of those are going to be closed if you had an appointment there today. The Lauderdale County schools have closed. Newton County schools, the city schools in Newton has closed. I have not heard if anybody is affiliated with the academy. I have not heard from Newton Academy. As we go to Quitman Public Schools, they are closed. The last report, unless something is updated, we are still on an enterprise. They're monitoring it. I have not gotten an update on that. Northcrest Baptist Preschool is closed today. Dreams Come True Child Care is closed. Lauderdale County, only essential personnel should show up for work today. And you go, well, who is that? Well, they already know who they are. I don't have that list, but they already know who is essential and it's tagged on them. And the last one that I got, it was Lamar School. They are definitely closed today, and I'm getting word there from that Newton Academy is also closed. We'll add that. Newton Academy is closed as to Virgil Williams. Thank you. Got a confirmation of Virgil. Thanks. Appreciate you passing that along. Also, Miss Smart. Thank you. Kemper County schools are closed. Jerry Craig, principal there in Kemper County. Greg, Jerry, I do hope you're feeling good this morning. I hope you made them good biscuits since you got to stay home. That girl can cook. Don't let her fool you. So we've got Kemper County schools that are closed today. Let me make notes of this so we can add this here in just a little bit to the list so others that aren't watching will be able to quickly glance at that and know that they are also closed. Newton Academy. Now, again, if you've got a business, if you've got a school closing, you're in charge of that, please let us know so we can add all of this to our list as we go through today so everybody's aware of where we are and what we're doing. Let me check here and see if the National Weather Service has updated anything. Sometimes we get a heads up. Let's see here. Tornado warning. It's 6:34 just a few moments ago. A confirmed tornado was located over the Johns area, or 9 miles east of Star, moving at 30 miles an hour. And that is back in that area there where we were talking about Faith Hill lived, where she grew up, just south of Jackson, Mississippi, that area there. Making sure there's nothing else here that all of that is old. So we've got all of that information. We did our school closings. Let's go back to radar and take a quick look at what we've got here as we go back to Meridian Honda radar. Clark County still getting pounded with rain right now. Now, again, there's no warnings. We only have watches for Clark County this morning. If you're getting up, watching, wondering what to do, it is a lot of rain in there. All right, let's go back west here. This is the tornado that I mentioned just a moment ago that is down around Star, Mississippi, where Faith is from. Let's zoom in on this. Maybe you know, I had never heard of Star, Mississippi until she becomes somebody, and I go, whoa. Here's Morton, Mississippi on I-20. It's due south of there. You go to Pelahatchie and you drive south is where you would find that. This is moving to the northeast. So our friends that are here in Scott County, I'll be prepared. The storm is going to be moving through here. And as I mentioned a moment ago, if you're watching this, if you live in Carthage, if you live in Philadelphia, this storm is going to cut across right through here and go through the Philadelphia area, carrying, as I mentioned, you need a boat. All of this area right through there up toward Mississippi State is going to get pounded. Now, Meridian's going to get its rain, but not as bad as the Philadelphia area as this moves through. So we want you to be safe. I spoke with Sheriff Eric Clark just a little bit ago. He's going to let us know about the schools in a little bit. Someone asked about Union. I have not gotten any word on Union or Philadelphia, Neshoba Central, those areas. To my knowledge, they are still wide open. That's the last that I got. As soon as we get an update on that, we will pass that along. All right, making sure. All right. That's where we are. Kemper County, the Kemper County public schools are closed. I have not heard about Kemper Academy just yet. Hattiesburg, I haven't gotten anything on that. Lisa was asking on that. I have not gotten that. Collinsville right now, and as we do our radars, and again, this rain's going to move into these areas really bad about 8 o'clock. Now, that's heavy. We will get this in the area before the day is out. We're staying in touch with law enforcement officials. We're watching these storms very easily. Now, let's put this in motion where everybody can see what is happening. Here we are. If you're tuning in, you're going, okay, where do I live? This is Meridian. This is going to be DeKalb. This is going to be Scooba, and that's Philadelphia. Clark County right in the middle of a thunderstorm right now. Let's put this in motion for you to see what's happening. See how that's moving to the northeast? All of this heavy stuff that you're watching right here is going to move right through here. That's why I say y'all be prepared for some serious weather as it comes through there in the next little bit. Now, again, we do have a tornado warning that is just to the west of Scott County, just west of Morton. Let me turn on locations and give you a better bird's eye view of what we've got. This is just, if you imagine this, that you're going to Jackson and you pass the roadside park. About a mile from there is where this tornado warning goes into effect. Right there. That is where that welcome center is, the roadside park, however you want to word that. Rest area. Maybe that's a better word for it before you get into Pelahatchie and those areas. As we look here, we do have some heavier rain starting to move into the northwest corner here of Newton County. As you move through here, it kind of had a heavy rain, no warnings whatsoever. Now, our entire area is under a tornado watch, which means conditions are favorable for something happening. Nothing's been issued real close to our area just yet. We're watching all of that to make sure that you have the very latest with it. We'll be on top of it. We'll go live to let you know exactly what is going on. All right, we're going to check in with Brother Ben. As each and every day, a lot of you watch this every day. Some of you are newcomers that are here to the weather, and we're going to keep watching on weather as we'll go through a few of the headlines that are going in and around the area. We'll head out to Collinsville, get a good word this morning from the Collinsville Baptist Church, and really goes down to, as he talks today, what side are you on? Sometimes you have to choose. Let's check in with Brother Ben.
Whose side are you on? The truth may surprise you. In the midst of a verbal back and forth with the Jewish leaders, Jesus says something very revealing in Matthew 12:30. He said, whoever's not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. Do you know what that means? It means that there's no middle ground. There's no neutrality when it comes to Jesus. You're either completely with him or you're completely against him. You're either actively gathering people into the kingdom with Jesus or you're actively scattering people away from the kingdom of Jesus. So whose side are you really on? Jesus is inviting you to be on his side. So get off the fence and go all in gathering people to God. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Well, as Brother Ben was talking, we've got a new tornado warning. Let's go back to radar now. This is going to be right here in Scott County as we've watched this. Smith County, the northwest corner of Smith County, now under a tornado warning. Now, what does this affect? Let's turn this on as we look at this. As we were talking about the roadside park, all the way back over here, if you're coming back home, traveling east, right there at Forest, after you pass where you stop to get you a hamburger there at Wendy's, it's going to run about 3 to 4 miles outside of Forest, not quite making it to Newton County. There is a tornado warning. As we pull this up, let me click this so that we can read you what the National Weather Service is giving us this morning. Until 7:45, Smith and Scott County under a tornado warning, located possible producing a tornado near the Johns community or 12 miles southwest of Morton. It's moving to the northeast at 25 miles an hour. This is going to affect Morton and Pulaski by 7:10. We'll reach Forest around 7:30 this morning. Y'all be cautious in those areas as we look at this. Let's back out where you can kind of see where everything is on this radar. I got it zoomed in. Here's Meridian. If you travel 20 and you're headed in that direction. Now, if you're got to be in Jackson at some point, I highly suggest waiting. If you're getting ready to walk out the door to go west, I would not go right now. Hang around the house. It's going to be too severe weather to travel. I know that there are reasons that people can't help. They've got to go places, but it's just not worth your life. 20 is a holes water. We've got a lot of storm, a lot of rain that is headed that way. And with that, as you'll see right here down around McGee, we've got another storm that is making its way a second punch for that area. We'll watch this closely as this comes about this morning. Carthage, y'all are getting wet. Philadelphia, you're getting wet. Newton, starting to see some rain there. Southeastern Lauderdale County now starting to see rain. Let's zoom in on this. As we look here at the Causeyville ball field, lots of rain there. Why not? Almost there at the racetrack. We are getting rain now at Southeast High School. There at Charlie's at the Red Barn, fireworks right there. Getting rain there at the four-way stop. Just south of where the Girl Scouts is, this will move right on back down into Clark County. And all this area here at Energy is getting just dumped on with rain this morning, back over to where Clark-O State Park is as it moves across and heads toward Alabama. Still downtown Quitman getting a lot of rain this morning. A break in between Pachuta as you come across there on Highway 512 into Quitman. Those areas there. We've got a little bit of a rain that's approaching there at the Thiedville Volunteer Fire Department there on 511. A little rain there. Now, if you'll see here, I'm starting to see some lightning strikes. I've been hearing it all morning, all this popping in the background. It's a lot happening there. So we want y'all to be careful on all of that. Let's see here. Just got this from the mayor of Marion. Due to the threat of weather, the town hall will be closed today. If there's an emergency, please call 490-4769. Individuals that were scheduled for court today in Marion will reset to January 11th and should contact the Marion court clerk with any questions. Comes from Mayor Larry Gill, and we will update that also on our page on the closing so everybody will have that and you'll be fully aware of that. But if you had court today, you get one more day to keep your cash in your pocket if you were going to have to pay a fine. Now, with these storms, and let me explain this as we look back to our west, Texas and Louisiana, there have been 2 lives lost so far with this storm, a mother and a son. We don't want you to be a statistic. I know a lot of people go, oh, that's just going to happen somewhere else. It can happen to you. Now, there is no way that I or any forecaster can sit down and tell you at this exact space, at this exact time, at this place, a tornado is going to come. It doesn't work that way. What we can tell you are areas of concern that have the possibility of severe weather, and our area is all up in it. East Central Mississippi, West Central Alabama, and I'm talking Lisbon, I'm talking Butler. All of these areas, you too, are all involved in this as we look at this severe storm. Now, as we were looking at radar, we're showing these showers southeast Lauderdale County. We're showing northeastern Clark County as we pull back Meridian Honda radar. Let's go back in here and look at this in Lauderdale County of what else we have going on this morning. As you look here out in Tomb Suba, Lake Tom Bailey, we're getting showers that are pretty heavy as we go up Highway 39. We got a shower in between the soccer field up to Northeast High School. As we get to NAS Meridian, pouring rain there at the base. If you're out working the runways, a lot of rain there as we go north of Highway 39 and get to Blackwater. There at the big church in Blackwater, where the substation is. A lot of rain there. We get further into Kemper County. Just to the northeast of DeKalb, we got showers, and this is going to be out at Kemper Lake. As you approach these areas, Spring Hill Volunteer Fire Department, all the way up here to where Eddie and the gang are at Disciples Mills getting shower. But if you look back here, this is our concern. A lot of rain coming in there. This is 2-lane roads all throughout Neshoba County. We want you to be careful. 16 over to Carthage, out past the casinos. Use extreme caution today. I will be on top of this. Let me look to make sure the National Weather Service hasn't listed anything else. They're still talking about the tornado warning that was issued down around Star, Mississippi, the Johns area, as we look at that. Right, that's where we are on that. We will monitor this all throughout this broadcast as I update you on the different things that are happening. I want to remind you, if you're up to date on all of this news broke the other night about the student that was at Clarkdale of a threat that was made to someone else, and someone was accused. A lot of angry people over it. There were kids named that were going to be hurt. As it turned out, someone set that young man up, used his name, created a fake profile. And we have to say a big thank you for the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department for taking the time, investigating that, and clearing that, not jumping the gun and making absolutely sure and cleared someone's name. If you're in that community, you're well aware who that is. They're minors. I won't bring up those names, but someone has been cleared, thankfully. And it just goes to prove, wait till something is investigated before jumping the gun. And the day of where we do get news, and I try to keep it as straight down the middle as it is. These are the facts. I don't try to sway one way or the other the best I can and give you exactly what happens. Let the officials, before we jump on someone, be absolutely sure before we convict somebody. And that's all I'm saying on that. As we look around this, we had an accident yesterday on Highway 11 and 80. One of the things that went on there, it was near the Marion Russell Road there on Highway 11 and 80. A little messy there for a few moments as people were working to clean that up. Now, also, if you were just off of Highway 39, I think all of us know where that is. The substation, EMEPA substation, here is at the end of Dogwood Lake and Poplar Springs. We had a little fender bender there. This is the stop sign from Dogwood Lake. Someone was turning there, and, well, they had an issue. I think everybody was okay, but that caused a big old fender bender. Let's see here. We have had numerous things happen across the state, and we're running short on time with this, so we'll back off on all the things. We just had somebody hit by a train yesterday in the Jackson area. Now, we'll get in now to, let me double check here, make sure the National Weather Service has not updated their timeline. Let me double check. Never hurts before we go. No, they have not. All right, we will now, let's get into what we know of our highs and lows and everything that's going on with the weather today, as soon as I get all this straightened out.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs, record lows, it was 1922 that today we've set the record of 77 degrees. As you can tell, there's a typo there, but it was 1898. We had a low of 15 on this date. Whoa. We're forecasted for storms today. The high is going to be 71, and then temperatures will start dropping off over the next few days. And again, we're getting the word of possibility of some snow near Christmas. Well, after we get through the storms, we'll get on all of that. As we cross over into Alabama, 68 over in Tuscaloosa, 72 into Mopolis as we look at this. Now, flash flooding is possible today. All of this area here is what we're watching. As we come down, same thing goes for Alabama. Flash flooding is expected anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. It's going to be a lot of rain. As we look at this, we're still holding on to this. We're waiting on the update from the National Weather Service. They're still putting this from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Again, this could be updated any moment now, and we'll let you know as soon as we get that. As we look at this, the winds are going to be strong, primarily right there in Philadelphia area northward. As we come across Alabama, we've been looking at that. Now, cooler weather in store for us after this storm passes. As we look at our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Wilson Saw and Outdoor, we see 72 today. And look at this, not out of the 50s after today. Nighttime lows will get into the 30-degree mark. Be prepared. Take care of your pets. As we look at the outlook all the way through the 28th, this is those areas anywhere from here. It comes and goes as they put it back and forth. The 23rd, 24th, possibility of a snow flurry. It's not in concrete. Don't hold me to it, but it is being mentioned. As we come across the best fishing times as we go out to Chet's, looks good today. 4:42 a.m. till about right now. Whoops. You'll get another chance this afternoon to go out around noon if you wanted to get through the rain there to go fishing. That's what we've got there. Gusts about 25 miles an hour. It's an average day at best. I might hold off on that. As we look around, if you were going to go deer hunting, well, we'll start there. It's a good run till about 8 o'clock this morning. Again, that wind is going to be south wind around 15 miles an hour, gust of 25. So whether you're fishing or hunting today, could be a little strain on that. All right, we'll be back here in just a little bit. In an hour from now, we'll go back live and check everything. I'll be behind the scenes working on what's going on with closures and what the weather's doing, letting you know first. Candace will join me. Be back 1 hour from now as we'll continue our broadcast to update you with the very latest right here, the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.